Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Blue Lake Park here in Portland, Oregon. I'm Crazy John Brooks, your host. Today, our first day of the PDGA World Championships. 2014 is today's historical legend for our players to begin. It's a long week. Right now, we'll be featuring our 9:50 tee time. Those of you at home around the world have been seeing the evidence of pushback a little bit, about 30 minutes of a delay to accommodate for travel. A lot of traffic on the 205 this morning as well, but very flexible through the PDGA and the local Oregon Planning Committee. So up next we'll be featuring Dawn Lenhart. Of course, Paige Woodard will be teeing second out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Don't forget Allison Blakeman having a great season out of Kennewick, Washington. And teeing finally in the 950 group, Janine Gunn from Bend, Oregon, another favorite here in the competition. Of course, following our next group, we'll have our lead card, the ladies, the best of the best, if you will, which we always find out at the end of each World Championships week. We'll feature Catrina Allen, Valerie Jenkins, Paige Pierce, and Ragne Bygde of Sweden having another great year. Don't forget Catrina Allen with 13 wins on the tour thus far. Hope you're enjoying the show. Beautiful day here in Oregon, and thanks to our audience and our gallery and patrons are assembling for some of the best disc golf that we've all seen in quite a while. Last night's opening ceremony is a beautiful stage set here, and thanks to our presenting sponsor, Keen Footwear, for providing the great environment for our competitors from all over the globe to enjoy the state of Oregon, disc golf, and the Frisbee family, if you will. Our show coming to you through the miracles of the interweb. Live view, of course, the equipment that we have worked with so diligently over the years. Thank you. Our fearless leader, John Duesler, in the studio in Philadelphia. Our cameras here prepared to take you to the first tee here for our 9:50 a.m. group. I thank the PDGA also for tremendous effort combining the forces with the Oregon Disc Golf Association, and Todd Andrews, our tournament director, just all over it for what amounts to 2 to 3 years of planning. The Blue Lake course features a number of different types of hazard, and there's our first tee official announcing the 2-minute warning for our 9:50 a.m. group. The winds today will hover around 10 to 15 miles an hour, which will settle. We have some weather approaching, and some of the cloudy conditions will prevail later today. They're calling for thunderstorms towards the end of the afternoon. Our players today enjoying a beautiful morning, though. Sun is clear. Skies are very mildly cloudy, if you will. But sunshine, of course, is the food for Frisbee. Very enjoyable opening ceremony featuring the Parade of Nations. 6 countries participating in this year's World Championships. Roddy, the infamous, will be on camera 1 today. Andy Fairhoven out of Portland, Oregon, thank you for your production assistance. Huge help. Dusty Roddy will be our field director. Got a lot of exciting disc golf ahead of you this week, folks. Our broadcasts will feature a group each day. Defending women's champion, Paige Pierce.
Welcome to your first round of World. Quick note, hole 17, to the left of the tee pad, there is a bee's nest or hornet's nest that is marked off, and there is spray there in case you need it, but just beware of that on 17 to the left. First up in the box this morning, we have Don Lonhart.
Don Lenhart out of Roseville, California, will tee first. Yeah, nice crispy sidearm to start out the round.
Next up in the box, Paige Woodard.
Paige is out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And safely to the left half for Woodard.
Third up in the box, Allison Blakeman.
Allison, of course, very popular player out of Kennewick, Washington. Dave Walker on the call here at 1.
And rounding out our 9:50 tee time this morning, Janine Gunn.
Janine playing out of Bend, Oregon, another favorite this week. And another flick safely out to the right. She'll have an open view of the approach to the number 1 green. This is our 950 group of Women's Pro Open players taking to the first tee. In just a moment, we'll be back with our top ladies. Our tee times, again, those of you at home, have been pushed back a little bit to accommodate for some, let's call it unanticipated elements of preparation this morning, be it traffic, otherwise. But it's a beautiful day for disc golf here in Portland. As we see our card set up for the top ladies, don't forget Paige Pierce, our defending world champion. Val Jenkins, with more than a couple runner-up finishes at the Worlds, will have a normal day at work today, as will all of our ladies. But right now we're behind Blakeman. And got up in the air a little bit, still about 40 feet out and underneath. Well, it's safe. Hole number 1, 455 feet long. Sidearm will stay about half the distance, still about 120 feet. Have to get that up tight for an easy 4. Gun now from about 200 feet. Wind is off her right shoulder. Drifting right. And it'll leave a tailwind 25-footer. Lenhart from 170 feet, and that will be buried left, and disappointing start out. Shot a little quick. It's a good chance to get the nerves out, shake the rug before you get deep into the course. This Blue Lake distance and the navigation itself will really wear a player out. We're expecting temperatures to be a little less than normal. They've hovered around 100 degrees in the last 3 or 4 days. And we'll send that one deep. Lenhart and Woodard both wanted to create a smooth start. Lenhart from 62. Here's Blakeman from right on the line. Oh, and that's drifting left there again. Yeah, it's will tighten up. You can always expect a little bit of nerves to be present. You just get the wheels wet. $35 for bogey 4. Oh, just hits the rail. Gun now for 3. And just low. We're seeing some fairly quick play. All an important part about setting the player's pace for themselves rather than have the course rule you. Blakeman. A little bit of a stutter on hole 1 here. Found that left for her double. Lenhart for the 4. Woodard as well, safely, and Gunn with the 4. The only closest chance we had with 3 there by the Bend, Oregon native. That closes out hole number 1. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with our top ladies here as the day 1 of the World Championships begins. Thank you.
Join the excitement at PDGA.com.
shortstop Bygde. And that tee shot got up in the air real quick. Here's Paige Pierce, our defending world champion. Tee number 1. Looking for that roller to stand up, and it hit the largest trunk tree just to the left of the fairway, 100 feet in. Val Jenkins out of Bend, Oregon. Fiancée to Nate Doss, 4-time world champion. Playing as a hometown favorite. And Jenkins has just ripped it straight through the center, and there's a nice fade left at right to left approach. Ideal. And Dave Walker, of course, announcing Catrina Allen, currently ranked number 1 on the PDGA women's rankings. 13 wins thus far in 2014. Plenty of power, just not enough elevation. That's our top group, folks. Some of the best in the business here on hole number 1. Now that Allen tee shot, don't forget, she has that tremendous ability to charge the body and expulse all that energy, but just a little bit of elevation, and that could have followed that nice higher track of Jenkins' drive. This is the 2014 PDGA World Championships, brought to you by Keen Footwear. It's a big one. The PDGA providing a great stage for today's action. I want to invite all of our viewers around the globe to pat yourselves on the back. Don't forget, call the friends, call the family, get them dialed in. You're watching the best in disc golf. Live on Disc Golf Planet. Pierce now the shortest drive. Actually, Bygde will be just a few feet behind Pierce, but Pierce will go first. Check that. Pierce will step out back to Bygde. Still has about 380 feet. .350 approximately to the pin. From a knee, difficult. Wind is off to her right shoulder. And she finds a nice route. And looks like to be inside the circle as well. Great shot by Bygde. Allen, Pierce, Jenkins also in waiting. Great performance by all of these ladies in last year's World Championships. Pierce will have, again, about 340 feet to the pin. See that large elm tree right in front of her. Got it up in the air. And a little bit of branch management there will slow down that momentum for Pierce. Allen now, as we mentioned, finished the left half of the fairway. As the camera can show you, there's a path towards the pin with a right to left orientation. The wind's just off from the right to left. Barely visible. But look for this to skip up and settle. Came out low. Still have not reached the drive of Jenkins, one of the sport's premier distance throwers, even in the open division. Seems like a long walk to get to the Jenkins tee shot. Actually, Jenkins is out, but it looks like Pierce is motivated. Virtually identical distance. 100 feet. She's going right at it, but underneath. And the Jenkins approach right on mark. I mean, just snuck by the two trees approaching and within 10 feet of reach. Well done. Allen, traveling to Oregon with nothing but fight in the veins. Loves improving on her previous efforts. She'll have these 70 feet left for her par. And safely there for a drop in 4. Big down the same line, but small, but very evident tree directly in line with the pin. Barely any wind visible here. This for a par. And no worries for that easy bogey. Here's Pierce now for 4. Excuse me. And safely in. Tough start, but nonetheless, you can burn one on the first hole and continue on. No worries. Just getting the engine oiled up. Allen will go behind the pin, putting back towards the tee from about 18 feet. And a solid putt for 4 for Allen. Jenkins safely in for a par. Great start here on the home track. Bygde will have that left and to secure her 4 as well. Choosing to stay to the right, just inside that Mando tree. Bygde up next, a Swedish sensation. Been on a tear the last couple years. Look for this to fade and finish left. Look how nice that gentle settle is.
This is the order they actually teed at Ragne, Paige, pad. That's not the order.
Pierce up next. It's like she's gonna get a roller over. OB looming the entire distance left. Great out by Pierce there. Total control. Just gotta look out for that tree there. Allen will probably rip this straight to the pin. Just getting all four burners going. Came out low again. She's not getting it back all the way. That's going to take a lot of the elevation out. And our ladies have taken on to the second fairway. Number 2, 425 feet will separate our players from that beautiful sound of the chains. Following ladies group here, Sarah Nicholson, our memberships director, and also in charge of live scoring. It's another benefit to visiting PDGA.com to enhance your coverage and keeping track of our stars of our game here. The 2014 World Championships have begun. Our divisions of all ages, taking to 6 different courses here in the Portland area. Thanks to Keen Footwear for their presenting sponsorship, another vital part of the player's comfort, proficiency, and benefits. Keen becoming a powerful force in disc golf. Allen will address her tee first. This is just about 145 feet. The wind is from her right to left. And again, it seems a little bit of a shallow take back. And that's going to cut distance and elevation automatically. Allen looking to get a start light going on here. Jenkins, a bit shorter than anticipated. Goes to complement the drive of Bygde. Jenkins from 120, and she lets it go early too, but takes a nice slide up to about 15 feet. Now here's Paige. She'll be shooting from the drop zone after missing the mandatory. She's shooting 3. It's 105 feet. She's going for it. Nice run. Pierce will have to settle with another 4. Here's the Bygde tee shot. Approaching. Allen will shoot before Bygde. Much needed par. Came out high, held on to it a bit. Bygde now will have an 18-footer for a birdie to go 2 up. Feet, a drive of 420. And off to the left, a little bit quick, but a great effort. Nothing wrong with a par here. There's Allen in for her 4. Here's Bygde for par. And squarely in. Great approach by Jenkins. Will yield her another 3. This just from 12 feet. Here's Pierce. Tap in. It's going to be a tough thing to take. Tell you what, the action's high. We're already well into our round, folks. We're watching our top ladies live on Disc Golf Planet. Bygde is cut through the tree on the right, that guardian pine. That's the turning point, if you will, the tangent of the whole. Paige Pierce. A tough 4 on the last one, missing the mandatory, but long hole, 540 feet. It's a slow turn. folks at home, apologize for that jog, but thanks to our crew here, they got a little separated from me. These guys are fast. Well, as you see, Bygde pulled it a little bit to the right into this guardian pine, but it did chew through the back side. Pierce, on the other hand, left it way high. It did penetrate and finish left. Fortunately, have a ideal line at the basket, but Bygde will have a little bit of a tougher turn, a much lower ceiling to navigate. Unfortunately, a photographer let the motor drive go during the back swing of Jenkins, but she's a great sport. Check that, number 3 has been moved to the shorter position, totaling 365. Jenkins approach pin high to the left, inside 20 feet, another great effort. Bygde churns through the tree on the right. She'll have about 110 feet. There's an early let go there. That's going to hurt. Inside the circle, though. A little tentative here for our ladies to begin the round. Allen striped it down the center. Probably looking to get a lot further, but it catch some vegetation. Cut it down a little bit. She's actually kicking one of the leaves out with her left foot right now. Allen from 100 feet lets it go again, early left. It appeared that Pierce was going to do an entire length hyzer approach, but again from about 100 and right up next to the pin and taps it for a drop in. It'll be first 3 for Pierce in today's round. Number 3 stretches out to 540 feet in another position. Bygde now will check in from the circle's edge. Very confident putt for that par. Jajerne, I believe they say in Swedish. Jajerne. Allen with perfect distance, although that early release kicked her out left. And there's a nice 3. That's the recognizable putting stroke and results that we know from Allen. Jenkins from 8 feet for par. Nicely done. Pierce with the CTP on the approach will tap in, and our first star par for our top ladies here in Oregon. You're watching live disc golf coverage on the planet. We'll be right back.
Disc golf is in the air. Join the excitement at PDGA.com.
Jenkins will go first. Jenkins finishing left there real close to the red stake OB, but it looks like she could have caught up, checked, and stayed inbounds. Bygde up next. 300 feet. And that right to left approach will keep her a bit further away than desired by tricky fairway. OB the entire distance, right and left of the fairway. Pierce will probably throw this straight at it. And there's a great read by Pierce, using all that right half of the fairway. Allen, after her first par, will really want to put something up close, get some momentum going. And there's a good example of disc choice and knowing your plastic as Allen puts one nicely down the center. And an easy way to navigate this hole with only 300 feet. You know, lots of choices, although the layout here at Blue Lake challenging. And as well, I would like to remind our viewers at home, if you're looking at the Blue Lake Course Legend, we're featuring our short tee distances. As we see the companionship here, our ladies, top ladies groups drawing a lot of patrons and followers, family, friends, a lot of Oregonians here to support their own. Just next to our fairway, Janine Gunn still putting on a show. Woodard, Blakeman, and Lenhart. What a great day for disc golf. Jenkins, as we mentioned, real close to the out of bounds, but she did make it back into the safe territory. Get a glance of that park job by Pierce and Allen. Allen from about 40 feet has a natural bend to it with some branches looming right at the apex. You'll have to start high and descend. That branch we spoke to, just right there in her eye line, right in the crosshairs. We got Bygde went a little past and to the left, flirting with the out of bounds again, wrapping within 20 feet of the pin. Actually within 16 feet of the pin. She's half in and half out, so tie goes to the runner. Here's Bygde will take her full meter in, allowing the disc to the mark to become closer. 16 feet for a birdie for Bygde. Right over the rail. In just a moment, we'll have a word with Sarah Nicholson. Here's Allen now for a very enjoyable birdie from about 10 feet. Right over the rail again. Catrina getting a little momentum built. Jenkins with the tap in and our CTP again. Paige Pierce and a birdie. That'll help trim some of the fat on that card, folks. We're watching our top ladies this year's World Championships, brought to you by Keen Footwear. We'll be right back live on Disc Golf Planet. Ragne Bygde on the tee here from Sweden. Number 5, tricky hole. Rubber tee pad. Turning nicely. And right up next to it, 295 feet separate our ladies from the chains. And that will be an enjoyable stretch of the arm for Bygde. Pierce up next after the birdie on 4. Very aceable. That begins to pull out towards the OB. Man, that'll stay in. Real short drive for Pierce. Again, 295. Catrina Allen. That pulled to the right a little bit. We can't see exactly where the out of bounds is, but Jenkins with the solo par on 4. Just maintaining speed and direction. Long week. These 4 ladies have had one heck of a year so far. Jenkins turned it over way early, and that is going to flirt with that tree on the right, and somehow it kicked left and out more towards the drip line of the tree, and that is a huge advantage for the second shot. Very short distance, about 135 feet. Let's check that, about 110 feet from the pin from the Jenkins lie. But again, the challenge on a 295-foot hole can be well, quite challenging. As I look now, the OB on the left is it's looming. Nice kick out. I wouldn't call it trouble. I would call it more of a directional key to the hole. Again, just a slight miscue by Jenkins. She's going to choose to do the opposing open